What's up, guys? It's Super here, and welcome to another Injustice 2 video. And today we're going to be talking about the controversial guest character topic. And I probably should have made this video weeks ago, but to be honest, I completely forgot with the holidays and everything. It just slipped my mind to make this video. I had it in my notes to make this video for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and I just completely forgot about it. So here we go. Before I get started on the actual topic, just want to mention, if you guys do enjoy the videos, make sure you guys please leave a like rating. It's really helped out the channel a ton, and it's all thanks to you guys showing some love. So thank you guys so much. But now let's get on to this topic. So pretty much the sound director for NetherRealm Studios, his name is Brian Shard, legend. He was responsible for a lot of the story mode stuff, the lines, a lot of the intro dialogues between characters. That was all him, which were absolutely amazing. It made Mortal Kombat X, it made the intro dialogues like one of the absolute best things about Mortal Kombat X. He had a lot to do with the success of NetherRealm and their story modes. Mortal Kombat 9 story mode, Injustice story mode, MKX story mode. He was the guy, and he left NetherRealm last year, being Mortal Kombat X, or Mortal Kombat X being his last game, and he had an interview with a website called Mortal Kombat Online. I'll leave it linked in the description. If you are a fan of NetherRealm games, I would definitely recommend you guys check out that entire interview and go read it, because it's actually a really good interview. It gives you a lot of insight into NetherRealm / Midway, where he started from. So it's a good interview, definitely check that out. But what I'm here to talk about is pretty much one direct quote from this entire interview. Just one. There's a lot of good points in there, especially him talking about Ed Boon paying attention to his Twitter a little bit too much. He pretty much said that, the question was, social media has become a monster for wild speculation, misinformation, and fan backlash. What kind of impact does it have on a character actually being included into the game? Pretty much what the gist of the question is. And Brian Shard said that Ed Boon pays a little bit too much attention to his Twitter as far as the minority, pretty much being very vocal about wanting their character in the game, whatever game it is, Mortal Kombat X, back in 2013, 2014, Injustice. Twitter was around back when MK9 came out, but it wasn't as popular, even close to being as popular as it is today. And of course, now with Injustice 2 coming out, a lot of people want this character, they want that character. If you do follow Ed Boon on Twitter, every time he tweets something, just click on the tweet, you will see a lot of replies of people just saying, oh, can I get this character? I want this character. So Mr. Brian Shard said that Ed Boon pays a lot of attention to that. It doesn't mean that, if you request a character a lot, it's going to make it. But I think if he sees a name, very often, it might have a better chance of making it into a future game or as a DLC character. Another thing he said is that sometimes Ed Boon tweets a little bit too much. There's been times where he's hinted at a character a little bit too much, given too much details away, which I really appreciate. Thank you, Ed Boon. Appreciate that. I actually like the interaction that we have with Ed Boon. I think he's one of the only guys who is pretty much the top of his company, and interacts with his fans a lot, tweets a lot about the game, gives a lot of hints. It makes it really exciting for me and for a lot of you guys, even if sometimes it is in a trollish way. To me, it just keeps the game in my mind, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's right, Ed Boon might tweet about this, there might be this character in here. So I like the relationship between Ed Boon and his Twitter followers. But anyways, let's go back to the quote that I wanted to talk about in this video. So the question was, can you share your reason for leaving? Were there any frustrations that contributed? And his response was, I could write a whole book on it. There were many reasons, lots of long-running problems. Excuse, I'm like reading this in a little tiny text I have here on my computer. Lots of running problems that came to a head at once, but the final straw was a meeting in which it was made clear to me that the number one ability NRS and WB management valued in their employees, more so than any track record or history they might have, was the ability to be yes men. I realized then that I could no longer work there, which was sad. So pretty much what Mr. Brian Chard is saying is that the number one thing that WB looks for when hiring someone for NetherRealm is to be yes men. So if WB wants something, WB is gonna get it, and that is pretty much the reason why we have guest characters in Mortal Kombat, starting from MK9, going to Injustice with Scorpion, going to Mortal Kombat X with Leatherface, Alien, Predator, going into Injustice 2 that we're probably gonna have, if not multiple Mortal Kombat characters, we're probably gonna get Spawn. So for you guys who do not like guest characters in your NetherRealm fighting game, it's not Ed Boon's fault. It might not even be like, it's definitely not like NetherRealm's fault. It comes from like the top of the WB guys. You know, if WB is coming out with, let's just throw an example out there. If WB is coming out with a movie that's going to release that the same year as, let's just say, Injustice 2, and they want that character to be in the game, that character will be in the game because NetherRealm has to listen to what WB says, pretty much. So that is the reason why we have guest characters. And, you know, having the NetherRealm guys be like, yes man, it kind of sucks because that means they don't have absolutely full control over the game. At any point, Warner Brothers could say, you know, I don't want this character to be in it, or I want this character to be in it instead of that character. So it kind of sucks because, like I mentioned, it feels like NetherRealm doesn't have 100% control of their game, even though obviously they do have control over the game, the majority of things that's going to happen in the game. But if WB wants something, they're definitely going to get it into the game. So as much as I like guest characters, which I really do, I love guest characters. I loved every single one of the guest characters in Mortal Kombat X. I think they're some of the most fun characters to play because of, you know, it seems like the creativity is there, coming up with ways to make them viable in a fighting game. I wish that I could have played Mortal Kombat 9 to play Freddy Krueger. You know, he's my favorite horror movie icon. Scorpion in Injustice was the most sold DLC character. Obviously, guest characters are very popular. I love them. I know a lot of people hate them. A lot of people don't like them because it takes a roster spot from someone from that specific universe. You know, in Injustice being a DC character and in MKX being a Mortal Kombat character. You know, Rain could have been in there. Noob Saibot could have been in there. Characters like that instead of, you know, Leatherface, Alien, Predator, Jason. So I do understand both sides of the argument. I really, in my heart, do love guest characters. You know, it definitely brings in a audience that might not necessarily like that specific fighting game, but if they see Spawn in Injustice 2, or if they see Scorpion in the first Injustice, you know, there might be someone who loves Scorpion in Mortal Kombat and might not like DC or an Injustice game, but they might buy the game just to play as Scorpion. So it's very important to have guest characters, in my opinion, but I had no idea before this interview that, you know, it 100% came from WB. I think if it was up to NetherRealm, they would just focus on the specific universe they're focusing on, especially Ed Boon. I really do think that Ed Boon, if he had the choice to just pick Mortal Kombat characters, which is the franchise he created, I'm sure that he would just want Mortal Kombat characters in the universe. But of course, if WB wants a guest character, they're gonna get it. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I should have made this video a while ago, but I completely forgot. It just sat there on the cutting room floor, and I'm making it now. Better late than never, right? So like I mentioned, the full article will be linked in the description. Make sure you guys go check it out because it's a really good read. It gives you a lot of insight into NetherRealm and Midway, and you know, just the history of these games that we all love. So that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. What's going on, guys? It's Super here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys subscribe or check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.